Good evening, the Sydney Jewish community and friends. And welcome to SHIR, the inaugural concert of the Australian Jewish Music Festival. This was not always what SHIR was going to be. When the previous festival director, Gary Holzman, currently Ba'aretz in Israel, cornered me in a Randwick cafe in October 2022. He said, "I'm retired. I've had enough. It was 10 long years and it was 10 amazing years. SHIR Madness was in Sydney and Melbourne, 2010 to almost the decade." And he wanted to see his grandchildren. As it happens, there's a Venn diagram that is Jewish and music, and there's a very large intersection, and I spend my entire life in that intersection. So when the offer was given, I had no choice. So I pulled together a committee of similarly minded and time-poor young Jewish people, and we did what Jews do best. We formed a committee. We weren't big enough for subcommittees, but we almost got there. And we met, and we spoke, and we debated, and there were 5 of us, and we had about 12 opinions on everything. And we talked about what is Jewish, what is music, what is a festival, what is a music festival, what is Jewish music, what is a Jewish festival, and every other computation. And then October 7. And everything changed. Douglas Murray says that there are moments where a flare rises and illuminates the landscape with a clarity never before seen. That October 7 was one such moment in so many ways. And for us, at SHIR, it was also, in our little way, a moment of galvanizing clarity. It became so obvious what we had to do. We had to do this. And so we're working on this now for almost 12 months, and it is unbelievable that there are 1,800, 18 Chai Jews and friends gathered in Sydney Town Hall on October 6th, the Sunday between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. The Sunday of the Yamim Noraim, the eve of the anniversary of the massacre. It is unbelievable. It speaks volumes that our intuition was correct, that our purpose was honed. So what is our purpose? Our purpose is twofold. Our purpose, firstly, as mentioned, is to keep a finger to the pulse of the Jewish community and to provide, through the embrace and the catharsis that only music can bring, what they need, what we need. And so our first prototype is tonight. We think we needed a chance to grieve, a chance to mourn, a chance to be with each other outside of shul, nothing wrong with shul, and a chance also to bask in the possibility of hope, because of course that is so fundamental to who we are. And we hope that so far we've given you all of that and more. And the second purpose of SHIR, it is known that the Jews are the stalwarts of every mainstream arts institution in the country, perhaps in the world. This is not a conspiracy theory, that is the truth. And we should be bloody proud of it. It is also true that there are many outstanding obscenely talented Jewish artists without a platform. The purpose of SHIR is to make those two meet. And you'll be hearing more about that in the months to come and our projects to come, but we believe strongly, so fervently, that Jewish artists, Jewish music, Jewish musicians, Jewish culture deserves to be placed on the very highest and most elite platforms our city and our country has to offer. That is, among other reasons, why we are here tonight. And clearly, again, we were right because you came. In making this happen, I was asked, will this be a political event? And I'll be a Jew and answer the question with the question, what is political? It strikes me that perhaps the best definition is something that sits outside the norms of society, of socially approved behavior in a given context. I refuse, and we refuse, to accept that in Australia, in 2024, being openly Jewish and living our Jewishness and our Zionism should be outside the norm of accepted social mores. This is not political. This is existential. Again, you being here has shown that. The mission of SHIR, additionally to bringing the top quality music from our people to you and everyone, in this climate, is to take back the space in society that we have a right to have. Thank you for braving everything going on outside. There were a lot of concerns. The CSG, the police, and private security have been magnificent. And again, this goes to show, with enough chutzpah, we can do it. We can do it. We could not have done it without some unbelievable partners. Rabbi Alon Meltzer keeps Shabbos and still works more than anyone else. How? His entire team at Shalom have provided every imaginable foundation for this event. They are co-producers in the truest possible sense. This would not be here without Shalom. Everyone, thank Shalom. The New South Wales Jewish Board of Deputies and the Executive Council of Australian Jury and the Australian Jewish News are our other principal partners, and they have been also instrumental in different ways, in many ways, in making this come to be. They've been generous, and they've been giving, and they've been very, very devoted to the success of tonight, and we'd like to thank all of them as well. I should add that almost every single other community organisation also added us to at least one EDM. You may have been bothered at least 5 or 7 times, but the market research says you need to see it 7 times to buy a ticket. That's why we do it. Thanks to the synagogues as well for sharing. Thanks to Emmanuel Synagogue in particular for letting us occupy their space to rehearse and their resources. Thank you very much. Most fundamentally, I could not have done this without the most supportive, dedicated, Meshugana team, and I would like to bring them up one by one. Are we all ready? We have Brit Virtual. Eliza Waxman. Into the light, come into the light. Slava Inberg. And Lara Goodridge. Everyone here is a volunteer. All 5 of us are volunteers. We've been working 40-hour weeks plus on top of whatever else we're meant to be doing with our lives, because it is a labor of passion. Lastly, before I introduce the final number and thank the artists, the extraordinary, obscene talent of these people who are all in Sydney and we haven't even scratched the surface. How? How is this possible? I'd like to thank Sydney Town Hall for having faith in us, and the City of Sydney Council for getting behind us. This is a big deal. Thank you. Many of you will know that tomorrow night is another event, an even bigger event, and the man behind the scenes making the music happen for that is Mr. Ben Goldstein. Please make him welcome. He's going to join us for this final number. It needs no introduction, of course, but you will know the choruses at least. Please sing along.